The question for today is, should you be pushing your opponent? And I think the answer is an absolute yes. Obviously, striking somebody is going to be far more effective damage-wise than pushing them. But there are so many ways and so many times to properly utilize a push. And somebody like Masato, he did it so well. And we're going to focus in on a couple of the elements which he used. In addition, I'm going to show you some clips of myself using some pushing. Now, I will say that very often you get warnings. It's based on the fight sport, boxing, not so much with the pushing, but you can get around it in certain ways. Kickboxing, yeah, sometimes you can do it. Muay Thai, quite a bit more. MMA, with the open hand gloves, you gotta be careful with eye pokes and such, but there are times to get away with it. So let's dive into all this cool stuff, elements which you can bring to your game, which just might expand your striking so much more. But first, I wanna let you guys know that I am running a limited edition Fightwear for only 2 weeks, under 2 weeks now left to grab yours. Make sure you hit the link down below before they're all gone. We have jersey plus short combo, fantastic quality, like above and beyond, the best you're gonna get. Awesome image of me on the back throwing my flying knee. This is a pre-order, so we're gonna have the shipments go out in December. Should get it mid-December for those awesome Christmas training sessions as you're trying to beat down those calories during the holiday season. Make sure you guys check it out. You're gonna really like this gear. Now we're talking about pushing. One of the reasons that most people don't utilize a push is when we think, okay, we can strike somebody or we can push somebody, one is gonna be so much more damaging than the other, obviously. But there are great times to utilize the push. So let's go through a number of different stages. First of all, let's say in boxing, where you can't do a double hand push, or they don't want you using the inside of your palm to push, well, how can you get away with another push? If you end up body to body and your shoulder is hitting somebody, you can absolutely give them that little shove. That little shove will create that distance where you're going, okay, I'm too jammed for my uppercut, but now I'm not. That's a great way from in tight to just utilize a little bit of body mechanics to shift somebody and get that extra range to fire in shots, which you could not have got otherwise. Now, alternatively, instead of pushing your opponent, you can still utilize this same method, but for creating distance. And if for some reason your legs are fatigued, or you're going, I need to trap this guy's arms so he can't punch me as I back out, because if I just keep my hands here and I back out and he throws, yeah, I'm 100% exposed to having shots come off the guard. Or hopefully not through, but it could happen. But if I'm here and I put my hands against their gloves and I just push myself backwards, you can absolutely do that. And the refs are not going to warn you for that. But even better, I like getting my gloves against somebody. And that's a fantastic way to close distance as well. If you're ever going, oh, how do I close distance? You can either do it with a little slide of a knee up, like I'm going to throw a front kick. I just slide in and then I extend out to create that push motion. Now from the push, you can follow up with a low kick, which is great because they're very focused on not falling over. They're going, okay, I have to back up. As you give them that push, you fire in that low kick. The timing is imperative. It can't be push, wait, kick, or try to do them at the same time. It's extend and then I hit. I extend and then I hit. I catch them in that little sweet spot where they're kind of, oh, here, before they can touch and then properly check. Now, one of the favorite ways that Masato over and over utilized this was either off a punch combo, just creating distance, especially when he had somebody in front of him that he didn't want to exchange in boxing. He steps in, he throws his awesome combo, and then he just creates distance. Or once he finishes his punch combo, he creates distance and then comes with that low kick. Or something like, okay, I throw a punch, I come with my knee, I create that distance. Over and over, he will use it against opponents, especially close to the end of his career, and it was very effective. And if you are being warned about, okay, you can't push with the palms, alternatively, you can frame up. You can get that forearm right into their guard. So if I throw something and I get to here, I can still push from there. So it's not always, okay, I have to use my palms. Use your shoulder, as we talked about, use your palms, use your forearm. Any of those are viable for pushing. And this allows you to create distance when you want it, while also off-balancing your opponent, giving you better opportunity to strike at them. And you really can get very fancy with this. Like, I'm showing you basic stuff, but if I happen to go 1, 2, and then I just shift my hand and I create a further push, which leads into my high kick, something like that could be great, especially if I'm throwing a short jam punch, right? I'm in here and I'm kind of like, boom, boom, and I come up top. Oh, you can get so fancy. You can come off spinning techniques, give people a push backwards when there's that space, then come into your jumping, spinning side kick. There's so many things you can do. I would not advise pushing with knuckles. I would go palms, forearm, or shoulder. I think those are the 3 most viable points to push somebody from. Just be aware that the ref might give you warnings, but if you have not been introduced to pushing, you should bring it in. The easiest way to start, step in, throw your combo, put your hands like this, and just give them a little push at the end, especially if they have that Dutch guard. Easy way to stay safe and to make sure that counters do not come back at you.